Social psychology, the effects people have on each other's thoughts, feelings, and behavior. The power of situations. Construction of the situation. Fritz Heider's naive psychology, how people guess why others act. Blaming personality, internal, or situation, external. Folk wisdoms, opposites attract. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Forming an impression, collection of perceptions about others that we maintain and use to interpret their behaviors. Don't judge a book by its cover. Appearance, clothing, grooming, facial expressions, body language, posture, gestures, eye contact, speech, tone, speed, vocabulary, behavior, actions, habits, attitude, past experiences, previous interactions, stereotypes, copyright. Context, situation, environment, social norms, biases and impressions. Primacy effect, Ash. First impressions matter most. Early information shapes our overall view of someone, making later details less influential. Recency effects, recent information has a stronger impact, especially when there's a delay or when recalling details. Later. Positivity bias, Pollyanna effect, people tend to see others positively, focusing on good traits and expecting the best. Power of negative information, negative details stand out more than positive ones, strongly shaping impressions even if they are few. Interpersonal attraction, study of why one person will like and positively evaluate another person. We like people who are similar to us. Provide social validation, matching hypothesis, more likely to form relationships with others who are similar in attractiveness and social desirability. Reciprocal, liking, tend to like people who like us back, increasing attraction and positive feelings. Mere exposure effect, the more we see something or someone, the more we tend to like it, simply because it is familiar. Self-fulfilling prophecy. 1. Belief expectation, you hold a belief or expectation about a pair own situation. 2. Action behavior, you behave in a way that aligns with your belief. 3. Response from others, others react to your behavior, reinforcing your belief. 4. Confirmation of belief, your original belief is confirmed, strengthening future expectations. 2. 4. 3. Aesthetic appeal, positive emotions, what is beautiful is good. Stereotype influence of social skills, association for social profit, perceptions of attractiveness, what is love. Hatfield and Bersheed. Expectations, passionate love, intense emotions, attraction, and longing for closeness, compassionate love, deep affection, trust, and long-terminal. Social exchange theory, Thibault and Kelly. Outcome, reward, way good plus bad, if good, bad relationship, good, other options, comparison level for alternatives, satisfaction outcome, better equals satisfied, horse unhappy, stability outcome better equals stay the ions worse, leave options, social comparison, evaluate ourselves in terms of how we compare others, downward, comparing ourselves to someone doing worse or has fewer abilities, can motivate us to improve, upward, comparing ourselves to someone doing better or having more abilities, can motivate us to improve, self-assessment, comparing ourselves to others to learn the truth about ourselves, self-evaluation, feeling threatened by someone doing better in an area important to us, might distance ourselves or feel jealous. Attributions, Weiner's model of attributions, internal external dimension, stability dimension, stable, constant over time, unstable, changes over time, internal ability, effort, external task, difficulty, luck, biases in attribution, the fundamental attribution error, observers, bias in favor of internal attribution in explaining the behavior of others, actor, observer bias, actors favor external attributions for their behaviors, whereas observers are more likely to explain the same behavior with internal attributions, self-serving bias, tendency to attribute one's successes to personal factors and one's failures to situational factors, defensive attribution, tendency to blame victims for their misfortunes, so that one feels less likely to be victimized in a similar way. Just world hypothesis, good behavior equals rewarded, bad behavior equals punished. Attitudes, evaluation of objects of thought, affect T plus behavior plus cognition equals attitude. Attitude behavior, traditional view, attitude determines behavior, X like sick, chose as major, self, perception theory, infer attitude from behavior, X chose sick, must like sick, behavior attitude, cognitive dissonance, discomfort we feel when our beliefs, attitudes, or actions conflict. To reduce discomfort we try to change our beliefs or justify our actions, changing our cognitions or our behavior. Persuasion and attitude change, Continuing effort to change our attitudes and behaviors. The Age of Propaganda. Pratkanis and Aronson. Elaboration. Likelihood model. Central root persuasion based on content as logic of the message. Peripheral root persuasion based on non-message. 12 of 16 RS. High elaboration. Careful processing of the info. Low elaboration. Minimal processing of info. More durable attitude change. Less durable attitude change. More biases. Confirmation bias. Tendency to seek info that supports one's division and beliefs while ignoring disconfirming info. Belief perseverance. Tendency to hang on to beliefs in the face of contradictory evidence. Social categorization. Cognitive misers when making social judgments. Use of schemas. In-groups. US. And out-groups. Them. In-group heterogeneity. Belonging. Positive views. More likely to assume diversity. Individuals. Out-group homogeneity. Alien. Unknown. They're all the same. More similar. Groups. Two or more individuals who interact and are interdependent. Group productivity. Social. Facilitation. Performance improved on easy or well-practiced tasks when others are watching. Social interference. Performance worsens on difficult or unfamiliar tasks when others are watching. Valuation. Apprehension. Anxiety or concern or being judged by others, which can affect performance. Ringelmann effect. As group size increases, individual effort decreases because people feel less responsible for the outcome. Social loafing. Social loafing. Putting in less effort when working in a group versus working alone. Feel less accountable. Coordination loss. Group performance decreases because members have trouble organizing their efforts effectively, leading to inefficiency. Decision making in groups. Group polarization. When people in a group discuss an issue, their opinions become more extreme in the direction they were already leaning. Groupthink. When a group prioritizes harm. Symptoms. Decision making. Antecedent conditions. 1. High cohesiveness. 2. Insulation of the group. 3. Lack of procedures for search and appraisal. 4. Directive leadership. Defective decision making. 1. Illusion of invulnerability. 1. Incomplete survey of alternatives. 2. Collective rationalization. 2. Incomplete survey of objectives. 3. Belief in inherent morality of the group. 3. 4. Stereotypes of outgroups. 4. Failure to examine risks of preferred choice. Poor info search. 5. Direct pressure on dissenters. 6. Self-censorship. Selective bias in processing info at hand. 7. Illusion of unanimity. 5. High stress. 8. Self-appointed mind guards. 5. 6. Failure to reappraise alternatives. 7. Failure to work out contingency plans. Avoiding groupthink. 1. Opportunity to express ideas or argue against ideas. 2. Use smaller independent teams. 3. Leader avoids stating their opinions or preferences. 5. Discuss with outside members. 6. Encourage group members to remain critical. 7. Hold a second chance meeting. 8. Reward creativity. 4. Assign a devil's advocate. Prosocial behavior. Actions that benefit other people, regardless of motive. Altruism. Helping others selflessly, without expecting anything in return. Why do we help others? Reduce personal distress. Helpers. High empathic concern. Social reward. The golden rule and more. Kin selection. Reciprocity. Bystander effect. People are less likely to provide needed help when they add groups versus alone. 5. Notice event 13 of 16. Interpret as problem. Assume personal responsibility. Know how to help. Implement the help, stress, coping, and health care model. Focus, emphasis, causes of disease, patient role, belief system of patient, medical model. Disease plus physiological processes. Physical health plus symptoms, biological factor. Egg pathogens, genetics. Passive. Follows doctor's orders. Not considered central to treatment. Physician role. Authority figure. Social interaction of biological, psychological. 1. Social factors. Holistic approach, including mental and social well-being. Combination of biological, psychological, and social influences. Active participant in health management. Important in understanding health behaviors plus treatment adherence. Collaborator. Works with patient. Primary decision maker in assured decision making process. Health psychology. How psychosocial factors relate to the promotion and maintenance of health and with the causation, prevention, and treatment of illnesses. Stress. Any circumstance that threatens or are perceived to threaten one's well-being and thereby tax one's ability to cope. Stressors. Acute. A short-term stressor that happens suddenly and doesn't last long. Test. Chronic. A long-term stressor that continues over time and can build up. Long illness. Elements of stress. Frustration. Pressure. Change. Conflict. Approach. Choose between 2 good options, but can only pick one. Avoidance. Choose between 2 bad options. Must pick one. Approach avoidance. When a single choice has both good and bad aspects. Hard to decide. General adaptation syndrome. GAS. The body's response to long-term stress. Described in 3 stages. 1. Alarm stage. The body reacts to stress with a fight or flight response. Adrenaline increases, and heart rate rises. 2. Resistance stage. The body tries to cope with stress, staying alert but using energy to adapt. 3. Exhaustion stage. If stress continues for too long, the body becomes tired, weak, and prone to illness. Stress moderation. Vulnerability versus resilience. Resistance to stress. Shock. Normal level of resistance to stress. Stage 1. Alarm. Some variables change the effects of a stressor on any given type of stress reaction. Stimulus event. Primary appraisal. Stressful, benign, irrelevant. Secondary appraisal. Coping resources. Feel you can handle stress. Available. Coping resources. Not available, overwhelmed, can't cope. Cognitive appraisal. Opportunity and challenges to be overcome. Stage 2. Resistance. Stage 3. Exhaustion. Lazarus Folkman. Coping. Process of dealing with the internal or external demands that are perceived as straining or exceeding an individual's resources. Problem. Focused. Attempting to change the actual situation. Approaches to coping. Avoidance. Coping. Removing oneself from the stressful situation. Emotion. Focused. Dealing with the emotions that arise during the situation. Personal resources. Social support types. Tangible assistance. Information. Emotional support reduces blood pressure and stress hormones plus supports immune functioning. Some relationships add stress. Obligation to provide support. Personality correlates and stress. Personality type. Cardiologists Friedman and Rosenman. Type A versus Type B. 5 traits. Openness, conscientiousness. Extroversion, agreeableness. Neuroticism. Hardiness. Kabasa 1. Commitment, staying engaged in life, work, relationships despite challenges. 2. Control, believing you have influence over events rather than feeling helpless. 3. Challenge viewing. Threats. Live longer, less likely to smoke, drink to excess, engage in risky behaviors, fewer violent deaths, fights, accidents, more likely to exercise. Continue with an exercise program once started. Eat balanced diet. Have regular physicals. Follow the prescriptions as advised. Commitment, control. Challenge. Stress mindset. Crum et al. 1. Negative stress mindset. Stress is harmful. Believing stress only damages health and performance leads to avoidance, anxiety, and negative outcomes. 2. Positive stress mindset. Stress is enhancing. Viewing stress as a challenge that boosts growth and resilience, helps with motivation, learning, and better coping strategies. Perception of control. Internal locus. Believe you control your life. External locus. Believe outside forces control your life. Learning helplessness. Seligman. When someone gives up because they believe nothing they do will change a bad situation. Optimism life orientation test. Shire and Carver. Measures optimism versus pessimism. Optimist equals high. Pessimist equals low. Variety of positive outcomes. Positive self. Illusion. Mild positive reality self. Illusion negative self-illusion. Grandiose. Self. Illusion. Humor. Martin. Affiliate self-self. Enhancing aggressive defeating friendly. Social bonding laughing at life's problems macking. Sarcasm joking at your own expense health beliefs. Rosenstock. D. Perceived 15 of 16 susceptibility severity benefits barriers. Risk of getting sick. How serious illness is. How helpful the action is. What makes it hard to act. Trans-theoretical model. Prochaska and Marcus. Enter here progress pre-contemplation plus contemplation preparation action maintenance. Positive psychology. Relapse study of optimism. Happiness. Creativity. Pre-contemplation. Haven't acknowledged. Yet contemplation. Acknowledge issue. Preparation set realistic goal plan action make specific. Overt changes to lifestyle intervention support. Reinforce. Problem solve maintenance. 76 months. Intervention. Relapse prevention termination change persists for 5 years. Subjective well-being. Self. Perceived happiness or satisfaction with life. We suck at telling what will make us happy. Assumptions relative to our own experience. Adaptation. Level our tendency to judge various stimuli in comparison with past experiences. Others' success. Relative deprivation. Exit stages of change. The perception that one is worse off than those with whom one compares oneself. Happiness factors. Age. Variable. Older or younger happier. Parenthood. Not much or a relationship. Intelligence. Not much of a relation. Religion. Slight relationship. Relationship satisfaction. Benefit well-being. Work and leisure. Engagement relates to well-being, personality, certain factors such as agreeableness, conscientiousness, extroversion, specific behaviors. Money. Kahneman and Deaton, 2010. Increase income and happiness equals linear, after appointed plateaus. Magic Point. Killingworth, Kamen and Mellers, 2023. Beginning matter. In happier majority, happiness continues to rise with income. Even in the high range of incomes, there's an unhappy minority, whose unhappiness diminishes with raising income up to a threshold, then shows no further progress. Offered a pill 100% happy. Run fast. Happiness is a place to visit, not a place to live. Dan Gilbert. Actions for happiness. Take control of your time. Seek activities that you find engaging. Focus on shared experiences. Challenge negative thinking. Realize that enduring happiness may express gratitude. Me from Money. 16 of 16. Find meaning beyond self. Give priority to close relations. Slope -0.78 128. Slope 1.9.